Welcome to Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
I'm your host, Dominic.
In today's episode, we will discuss the Wasted Management Open, Super Bowl 56 predictions, Harold Varner III sinks a 90-foot eagle putt to win Saudi International, the Winter Olympics, and much, much more. Dom, we are in episode 27?
Oh, God. 20. Yeah, it says 27 right
episode
there.
27. Okay, perfect.
That SESX. Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Episode 27. Sorry, it's been kind of a long night here. We
had a meeting and now we're here.
We're here. We're alive and well. We're taking care of business here. Wasted Management Open, also known as the Waste Management Open, the TPC Scottsdale. This is the big party tournament of the year.
It's one of the few courses I really, really want to play that's on the tour.
It's an awesome course. We were just talking about beforehand that you really wouldn't recognize the course very much without with all the stands and all that right now.
I call them decorations.
Decorations, okay, yeah. So like in the summer, well, pretty much before they prep the tournament, you wouldn't even recognize it really. Mm-hmm. But it's a beautiful course, definitely a course you got to play. We'll jump right into it though. So the Waste Management picks, we're gonna do our typical pick the winner the golfer that we think is gonna win, who we want to win, and then maybe like a dark horse pick, someone that's kind of maybe down on the bottom of the list or something like that. So Dom, why don't you kick it off?
So I'm feeling kind of spicy.
Feeling spicy?
Feeling spicy. So I feel like the easy pick is like the same pick every week, whether it's John Rahm, Justin Thomas, JD, whatever. I have a feeling it's going to be Tony Finau.
Tony Finau, I like
He's been playing good golf lately. I feel like he's due. And it's Tony. How do you know? You can't root for Tony.
Yeah, I always cheer for Tony. What's his
a plus 33?
Plus 33.
3,300, yeah.
Sure. So I went with Jordan Spieth.
Of course. He was close last week.
He was really close last week.
It was what, one stroke? Two strokes?
I believe he was 2 strokes. So yeah, 2 strokes. That shot on Saturday though was insane, where he was like almost off the cliff. I don't know if you've seen that, but there was a bunch of memes going on.
Somebody posted one of Homer falling down the...
I see that. Yeah. That, like, from a distance, it doesn't look like, I mean, it's anxiety level.
There's that angle where the camera's like over him, and I was like I'm not super comfortable with standing on your balcony toward the edge. And that's got a railing. Yeah. I can't imagine being like, that's my ball. Honestly, if that's my ball, of course can have it.
Yeah, they can have it. I'm taking a drop. I'm gonna scoop it up and move it back 10 feet, or just like you said, drop somewhere else.
I'm gonna go. Oops, I found it.
He had a heck of a shot, though. I don't know how. Like I said, crazy. So he was pretty close to winning last week. I'm going.
Did you see that meme where it was like people are freaking out over the golfer, but every week some minimum wage worker?
I posted that one actually. Was that you? Yeah. So. It's true though. Somebody's got to be grooming those. It's crazy.
Some high schooler making $16 is there with his lawnmower.
Make for some good photos, I guess.
Oh, I would die.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I got anxiety when I seen that. Who's your pick that you'd like to see win?
I'm trying to not say Bubba, but we all know I want Bubba. Bubba's not my pick. As much as I would like to see Bubba do it, I got kind of distracted picking because I want to see who had the highest odds, and I totally forgot what we were doing. So Tony, who I think is going to win, who I want to win. I would like to see Hideki win it.
That'd be pretty cool to see.
Get his season going. I know I say that every episode that someone does get his season going, but I think he has the capability and for sure the skill set to kind of take over golf. I think he's super... everybody knows he's good, but I don't think anybody really thinks he's like top of the top. I think he could do that.
Yeah, this would be a big win for him if he could pull this off. I went with Harold Varner III at plus 5,000. And the main reason is because we were going to talk about it, cover just a little bit about him winning the Saudi International, sinking that 90-foot eagle putt. But also he did it in style with the Jordan 12s that we're talking about. So I want to see him win with a pair of Jordan 13s.
Gross.
just gonna keep it going. Jordan
13 is one of my like least favorite.
And I just meant to keep it going in chronological order. Won it with the Taxi 12s. Now put something else on.
You could wear like 13s.
I like. How about the 11s? You can go backwards. Jordan 11s would be sick.
I'm not an 11 guy though either.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of the 11s.
Well, it's not the 11. It's the patent leather. Because you wear them once and then they look like they're bad after. That's my big issue. Like the patent leather ones right now is everybody's like, oh, they look so good, but then they're never gonna wear them. So then you spend $400.
I will say the Jordan 11 is probably aesthetic looking. It's probably the best looking shoe, but yeah, they don't hold up very well.
I have a hard time liking something that I wouldn't wear though. That's kind of my thing because I'm gonna wear all my shoes. So
I think Harold Varner III was the first golfer to win a tournament in a pair of Jordans. Now, don't quote me on that, but that'd be pretty sick to see. And we were talking about it last episode with Luke at Leaderboard Customs. The game is changing, and it's really cool to see that it's not just khaki pants, polo, and I mean you can kind of.
Well, that's why one of my favorites ever is Payne Stewart.
The old school pants.
The knickers, the high
Argyle socks. Yep, for sure. So I love that. Hopefully he can pull off the win. He's plus 5,000. So we'll see what happens. Who is like your dark horse pick that you could have a long shot at winning?
I've been going back and forth between a couple dudes, but I'm gonna go with Billy Horschel.
I like Billy Horschel.
5,500. I think it's good. I was between him and Siwoo Kim. I think Molinari could do it as well, but I'm going to go with Billy Horschel.
I went with Slick Rick. You kind of probably figured that. He's at plus 8,000, so he's down there. So it won't be a bad bet if you're going to place a small little bet on him.
Well, he has to win this year.
He's gonna win. He doesn't have to.
Well, he's gonna win. We've been saying that in the last few years.
Yeah, we have. I swear he's been in the mix on every episode of some sort of.
Between him and Phil, they're probably the most two common names.
Yeah, I think so. If they don't win tournaments, we'll just keep them. We'll keep talking about them to keep them. Keep their sponsors.
Well,
going.
I mean, the one episode we didn't pick Phil, he won the major.
He did.
Yeah. I don't remember what major because it's been a long day.
Yeah, PGA Championship.
PGA Champ. Yeah, it's been a long day.
I think it's gonna be. It's a fun tournament. I think for us Midwesterns here up north of Minnesota, being that it's so cold, it kind of gets us. Like today, for example, it's 40. It hit 41 degrees.
I've been inside all day, so I don't know.
For the most part,
I had to look out
the
windows at work and go. And then people come in and go, it's so nice out. And I'm like, shut up.
No, thanks for letting me know.
Tell me how windy it is, and then I won't feel as bad. No, it was super nice.
The wind did pick up quite a bit towards the end of the day. But it's a tournament, though, that kind of gives us a little bit of, I don't want to say hope, but kind of gets you really like, okay, the warm weather's coming down the road.
It's like a kickstart to our season because, we'll watch it on TV and then like a couple months later, it's like, hey, the snow's gone. It's kind of what it is like for the Masters for me.
Same, yeah.
Because it's like cool in like 3 weeks. It'll be nice out. We'll go play golf. And I don't know, when it hits 40 like it did today and then we get to talk about golf, it's a little bit more exciting.
For sure. And it's just one of those unique tournaments that it's the only tournament on tour that allows you to, a whole 16 there where it's the crowd goes nuts. The players embrace it.
They like pump each other up.
Yeah. You get it on the green on 16, you're getting, chanted. And if you hit it off the green, you're getting booed.
So not to change the topic too much, but it's kind of on party topic. There's a video of, Bill Murray, did you see that?
He took a shot.
He's doing tequila shots with fans at the Pro-Am.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Hell yeah, go Bill.
He's a character, man.
Imagine him, hole 16.
He probably wouldn't make it to the cup, to the flag stick. He'd be too drunk.
Yeah, I saw this video and it's just doing tequila shots. He eats the lime and he throws the lime into the crowd.
Yeah, I did see that. That was a fun tournament too. AT&T Pro-Am.
The guys from OB were there, or at least Shay was.
Yeah, it looked like a blast.
Shane was there, yeah, and I was like, I want to go because like they were doing this cool giveaway where you could win tickets, and I'm like, I don't even want to enter because we're not there. But like, it would have been cool.
Yeah, no, that looked like a good time. That's for sure. No, so it's just a unique tournament. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people show up and they get there at 4 or 5 in the morning and they just literally run through the gate. So it's a fun tournament to watch. It is kind of cool too. I know you said that's one of the courses you want to play. I haven't played a whole lot of courses that have been where they host tournaments. So it's kind of cool for me to know that I've played that course and I've played fairly well, at least for my liking.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of a cool thing to know that, like, you know what hole they're playing on, and you just
and a lot of the courses they play aren't always like public, because like TP's like Scottsdale, you can just go play.
Yep.
You can't go play Sawgrass. You can't go play all these, Augusta. You go to TPC.
I think that you can play Sawgrass.
I thought it was private.
No, I think TPC Sawgrass you can play, but most of the TPCs are private.
Yeah.
Like, obviously ours.
Twin Cities. Yeah.
But I'm going to look that up because I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was private or semi-private.
I'm pretty sure in the off season you can play it.
Oh, then what are we doing?
I know, right? No, you can play it. It's quite expensive, but you can play it. It is public. But most.
I thought it was private.
No, most of I think they essentially do kind of like when they're hosting the tournament, they block off that chunk where you can't play.
Sure.
But there is a point in the season where you can play. So, but to your point though, most of those golf courses are private or kind of high.
Like we can't just go play TPC Twin Cities right down the road.
Right. Exactly.
Been there,
beautiful course.
Stunning.
Beautiful course. We'll play it one day though. We'll there for sure.
I actually met at work one of the head chefs for a pretty high end golf course. I don't remember which one. Yeah, but I was like, hey. He goes, no. I was like, okay.
Tried.
I met. I don't know if we ever talked about this, but last year I met one of the superintendents for Twin Cities.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't get you on. I can't even get on. I was like, can you blame me for asking? He goes, no, I'd feel bad if you didn't. I was like, thanks.
Gotta try.
Then he asked for a discount. I said no because I can't go play golf.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Depends. Can you let us on the course? No. Okay.
Because if you can,
then
maybe
we'll talk. So I'm trying to think of. There's a lot of cool. Definitely would be fun to go out there one year for the tournament weekend because there's so many cool other events too. A lot of these other big Instagram accounts that are putting on tournaments and fun events. So definitely have to make it out there one year during the Waste Management. That would be a fun time.
That'd be a good boys trip.
Heck yeah, it'd be sweet. And it's like you said, it's nice because we can literally. It's still cold out here, so
you could drag me around because I'd be wasted at the Wasted Open.
I'll take care of it. Transitioning over, we got a lot of big topics to talk about, but we have Super Bowl 56.
It's been a good week for stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Bengals versus Rams, obviously. It's on Sunday. What the Bengals Rams point spread is Los Angeles is -4.5 according to CBS as of today. What's your pick? If you're going specifically for the spread, -4.5 for the Rams.
I don't know what that means exactly.
Okay, so it's
I know the Rams are picked to win by 4.5, right?
So basically,
they need a touchdown to.
Essentially, the Rams have to win by 5 points or more to win.
Right.
The Bengals could lose as long as they lose by less than 4 points. They would still cover the spread.
I can't. I think it'll be a close game. I don't think people are giving the Bengals enough credit for everything they've overcome. Because they duked it out with the Chiefs.
Well, I agree. I mean, every game, I think we've said we'd like to see the Bengals win, or at least I did for the most part. Yeah. But we always said I just don't think they're going to beat them.
Right.
Like the Titans. No one thought they were going to beat the Titans. Or at least not everyone,
most. I mean, the whole city of Cincinnati was like, "Dom, you're stupid," and I was like, "Thanks." You guys put chili on your spaghetti.
They keep on proving us wrong, though. So I mean, I would like to see the Bengals win, but at the same time, I'd like to see Stafford get a ring too.
I don't want to see the Rams win. I just want to see Stafford win.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Because, I mean, my pick is the Bengals. I'd love to see the Bengals end their magical ride on top. But I would love to see Stafford get a ring. I like Von Miller.
What about Kupp too, man? He's already having one of the best seasons.
Yeah, but he's young. Stafford. Stafford's not terribly old, but I like to see Stafford, just because we had to play him twice a year when he was with Detroit. And even then, I thought he was so good, and everyone told me he was bad. And he's never been a bad quarterback. He's just on a bad team.
Yeah, I agree.
My pick is Cincinnati. I would like to see Stafford win, though. I won't be mad either way.
I'm kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't mind. I don't have a choice as far as who I would want. I'm 50-50, really.
I just want both teams to have fun.
They both get a trophy at the end of the game. No, but as long as I hope it's a good game, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Every playoff game besides, I think almost every playoff game has been awesome this year. They really have. I mean, we've had
except for the Vikings.
That game just wasn't very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next year. Yeah. So the Bengals Rams over under is total of 48.5 points. So basically,
that's a lot of points.
That's combined score.
I know.
So do you think they're gonna put over? Is that an over or under?
Over.
Okay, so you're gonna take over. So basically,
because think about it. What was it? 48.5.
Yeah, so they had to score 49 points to get combined.
That seems pretty. I think the Rams offense alone could do that. Because it's the Rams. They have so many weapons, right?
I'm making notes here. Okay, so you're taking the Bengals, you said, though, right?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals, but I think it'll be more than 48.5 for sure. Because neither team really has a stellar defense. It's good enough, but I think it'll be more than 25 points aside. It just seems like a really low amount for those two teams.
This one's for Pinehurst. I'm going to take the Bengals too.
So I've been calling him by the wrong name, as a meme, as a joke, and he got mad at me. I don't know if he got mad at me, but it's not.
He was pissed. He sent me a message.
But the name? No, he sent me a message about it.
I don't know what he did.
I was like, yeah, it's not. I was like, that's the joke. I sent him the smiley face with the tear.
Oh, okay.
Because he got mad at me, so that was me getting back at him. So, Greg, we're picking the Bengals. We're riding with you.
Riding the Bengals. Okay, so you're doing points over. I'm going to go under. So Dom's got over. I got under. And we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I just hope for a good game.
Yeah.
And I really think it will be. I think both defenses are. The Rams defense is very good, but that Bengals offense is studly, and Bengals have just a good enough defense to keep them in the ball game.
Yeah, it's kind of like their offensive line, right? Because it's they don't have a great O-line by any means, but it's good enough.
Yep. Give him enough time to find the open guy, keep him alive. So again, let's hope for the best. So we both are taking the Bengals. He's got the over on the 48.5 points. I'm going with the under.
I just can't see it being. To me, that's low scoring. Obviously, for me, the super low game was the Rams and the Patriots a few years ago, where it's
13-3 or something.
That was something really boring. I just don't see that happening again because now they don't have Goff.
Were you talking about
There's a Super Bowl game where it was the Patriots and the Rams.
Okay, I'm thinking of the was it the Patriots and the Eagles that was here? Wasn't that a really low scoring game too? I think that one was. I think that's what I'm thinking.
But that one was at least exciting. That one wasn't 13-3.
Then maybe it is the Rams and the Patriots.
Yeah, because that one, the Gronk had the big.
That's right. They scored a big touchdown at the end,
and it was Gronk.
Yep, and then the Eagles went down and sealed it with a field goal. I think and took them.
No, we're talking about two completely different games.
But the one here though wasn't 13-3. I guess is what I'm saying. I was thinking it was, but it's not.
That one was exciting.
It was, and then in any case, 49 points. That
just seems
basically 7 touchdowns between the two of them. Without field goals.
Yeah,
which seems kind of doable.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I'm taking the under. So
okay, it's got to be difficult.
It is in Los Angeles. That stadium looks sick.
SoFi is beautiful.
It looks awesome. I've heard nothing but good things.
The funny part is because every Vikings fan was like, "Oh, we have the best stadium," and then I don't even we might have the third best at this rate because Atlanta's is gorgeous. The way this roof opens up and the big halo, I think, is great.
Same architects, same builders too, or architects, not builders.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I know people call it Megatron's butthole and stuff. Whatever.
Which one?
The Atlanta.
Oh, the Mercedes-Benz?
Yeah, because it opens up in the roof and looks like Megatron's butthole. You never heard that?
No.
Oh, ours looks like a turtle.
Yeah, it's supposed to look like a ship. Right?
Yeah, it looks like a turtle. And then SoFi. Oh, we probably have the fourth because the Raiders is sweet because it's all blacked out.
That stadium looks pretty sick. Although I was just talking to somebody about this, like,
do we have a bad stadium now?
no, our stadium's awesome.
Is it awesome because we're Vikings fans, or is it awesome because it looks?
Well, I also comparison to Metrodome and TCF Bank Stadium when they played in, it's like 1,000 times better.
But like the Metrodome was like the Metrodome.
It was terrible, but it was
bad.
But it was the nostalgia now. Like it's like I love the Metrodome.
Because 2 World Series wins and that's about it. Monster Jam.
$5.
Should we go see Monster Jam?
Kids get in free. $5.
I mean, yeah. I guess when you compare it to a college stadium and the Metrodome, then it's way better.
And really, that's besides. I mean, XL's obviously super nice for a hockey
as small as it is. Yeah, it's really nice.
Super nice. But I mean, really, it's probably the best building that we have here that we've ever had for sports.
Target Field.
I guess Target Field.
Target Field's really nice.
It's a nice stadium.
It's the greenest one in the MLB. It's because we recycle everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of jealous of all these other teams.
I just feel like having a team in Las Vegas is kind of a risky business
they
there.
Have 2 teams.
I know. Well, with the Vegas Knights, the hockey, I mean...
Well, rumor is that's where the A's are going for baseballs.
Oh, really?
So Oakland won't give them money to build a new stadium. So the MLB said, hey, you guys can leave Oakland. And the A's are like, oh, yeah. So yeah, the big rumor right now is they're going to go to Vegas.
Sorry. My contact was just about to...
I thought you were crying because the A's were leaving Oakland.
My contact's like wedged up in my eyeball right now.
That
would be pretty cool, though.
There's a weird one where the Rays wanted to split time between St. Petersburg, where they currently play, and Montreal.
Really?
Yeah, so they wanted to play half their home games in St. Petersburg and then half of them in Montreal because Florida won't give them a new stadium.
Who was it last year with the Toronto Blue Jays, like due to COVID? Didn't they play somewhere for a long time? Like
Buffalo.
Is that where it was?
Yeah, they played in Buffalo. It's like a minor league stadium. Or like a spring training stadium or something wild like that. But yeah, now they're back in Toronto and
I was gonna say it kind of has to be kind of difficult with the restrictions and going across the border and all that right now with baseball and sports.
That's why I'm surprised hockey is doing so well. But I know the NHL right now is like kind of weird, but they're not playing because they have. Oh no, game started back up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they just had the All-Star break.
Yep. So hopefully the Wilds continue to fire away. Yeah, they've been awesome. Solid squad. Sorry, you've probably been like staring at me talking while I'm like to my finger in my eyeball, my contacts. Like,
yeah, I might throw up.
I'm seeing like triple right now. So excuse me if I'm trying to read my notes here and I can't see. Super Bowl 56. So we got some exciting stuff going on Sunday. So we literally have Waste Management final Sunday to watch. And then, of course, we have the Super Bowl. So we got a lot of cool stuff to watch on Sunday. Harold Varner III.
Well, I have to work Sunday, so I'll just watch the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. I got you. I mean, during the,
okay. I actually have a job.
Sure. I don't know what
that is. No, you bum.
I don't do anything.
You just mooch off your wife.
Yep, that's it. Skipping topics. No. Harold Varner III sinks a 90-foot eagle putt to win the Saudi International. I have to say, I didn't really watch much of that tournament. However,
I didn't know it was a tournament. I thought it was just a pro-am.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of big names out there. Well, Bubba was basically in the driver's seat to win it up until that point. Because I think he eagled the 18th hole too to win or to take the lead. But we were just talking about it, and I think it's so cool to see a Jordan
a Jordan 12
golf shoe. Yeah. Sick.
Which is wild because those have carbon fiber all the way throughout the shoe.
I heard the rumor was Harold woke up and he had the flu too. So no.
Shut up.
Just kidding. The flu
Shut
game,
up.
The
I know.
Flu game 12. I know.
But it's a taxi 12. I think it was either a taxi or like a master 12 because I don't know if they had gold on it.
I don't know if it had the gold either, but we're going to look like the taxi.
Even though they don't call it the taxi anymore. They call it the royalty 12, which is stupid. Just call it the taxi 12.
The 12s are pretty dope though.
Yeah, I have the Bordeaux 12s.
I love the 12s. I used to have a couple pairs of of the 12s.
My only issue is the box is so big, so it doesn't stack properly. So it's like it's the biggest box, and there's so much empty space.
Speaking of shoeboxes, what's your favorite shoebox that you have
Currently?
Yeah.
So, I'm very lucky to like work with Saucony and stuff like that. So like my rep is awesome. She let me know that they had one with like a food fight. And the box, cool. I'll send you a picture. It looks like somebody threw food at it.
Really?
So basically the concept behind the shoe is so Saucony has a bunch of shoes where it's they're food themed. So like they have one where it's like an avocado toast. They have like a lobster. So basically both shoes are different, and it's just all based on their food stuff. So hence the food fight.
Gotcha.
So the box looks like a food fight, and it's
That's
super cool. Yeah.
Which Saucony shoes are they? Are they the avocado ones, or which ones did you have? Which one?
So it's a mishmash.
Oh, so each one's different.
So the right shoe is different than the left shoe,
Gotcha.
but it has to do with all of the different food themed shoes in one.
Okay. Is it a pretty cool shoe?
Yeah, the inside of it's like a picnic basket, so it's
You
checkerboard.
have to send me that. I want to see it.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got lucky and was like just happened to wake up at like 4 a.m. when they released, and I was like, oh,
Pulled
at the
trigger?
cart. Yeah.
Heck yeah. For me, I'm a sucker for the Jordan 1 box, the original Jordan 1 box, but I got I really like what the Union and Jordan did on the collab on the I got what did I have? The 92s.
The Zoom 9. Yeah, you don't know what you have.
I don't even know what I have. But that box is so cool.
Oh, I guess my off-white dunks are pretty cool.
I was just gonna
But
say,
I guess if I'm talking like creativity wise, the food fight, I think it's such an interesting concept, and I feel like it's something that they've been planning for a super long time, or it just might have been an accident that they've been making all these food themed shoes. But
that's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
I
think I've worn them. Yeah, they came with orange checkerboard laces, so you know how to put those in.
That's sick.
Yeah, my rep's kind of mad because she couldn't get a pair for herself.
See, I think that'd be kind of cool if they start transitioning. It's, you know how they're like moving to like Jordan shoes. It'd be kind of cool to see some like, well, even like the Air Maxes, they've done that kind of stuff. Would be cool to like do like a sock, and some of those like where it's like a comfortable running shoe, kind of transition into a golf shoe. Would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
different. I'm sure probably down the road, but if you could play golf, if you had like one Jordan shoe to pick to play golf in, which shoe would it be?
Probably the 3.
3s are fire.
Mainly because
which specific 3?
Oh, my favorite 3 are the Mochas.
The Mochas?
Which, I mean, that's the shoe I probably wear the most of. And I had 2 pairs, but I sold one, again, pay for my car. I'd be responsible at one point. And I went to go buy them again, and they have shot up. And I'm so upset. Because that was a shoe I was able to buy 2 of for, like, retail. Because nobody wanted them. And now that Travis Scott is making everything brown, it's like...
There's been a few of those Jordan shoes where like you could literally get them for retail or even cheaper. Yeah. And all of a sudden, boom, they're just like...
I know. I'm like, just let me keep my white and brown shoes. But I picked the 3s because you wear them with shorts, you can wear them with pants, and they look okay. You can't do that with like, in my opinion, I can't do that with the 1s because I have really like muscular, beefy legs.
Are we talking 1 like highs?
Yeah, because the lows are junk unless you get like the OG lows. The mids are even worse. Don't even get me started.
I like the mids.
A 2 would be cool though, just because nobody wears 2s. Although I guess now everybody's wearing 2s.
Or just regular 2?
I love the lows for those. I think those are really nice. The 6 lows came out. I wasn't able to get a pair of those either. I like those. Oh, I like 6s in general. But yeah, I think the 3 just being versatile with how the weather gets. You can wear them shorts. You could dress them up, dress them down.
I think I like the 3s, the cement, the 88s. That would probably be pretty dope. Otherwise, I kind of think it would be cool to rock the Motorsport 4s on the course. Would be kind of sick.
The tab on the back of the 4s rub into my legs though, and it hurts. Like,
I love
it
the look of the
ankle.
tab in the back, but yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, they're kind of a pain. For me, anyways, I guess I've heard a lot of people have that issue, but nobody talks about it because they like put up with it. I'm not going to put up with it. Jordan Brand, you got to fix it.
If you're going to rock a shoe like that and pay the money, you want it to make sure you're not in pain after.
The 5s look good too, but I don't feel like you can wear those with shorts as easily. I don't know. I play a lot of golf in shorts.
One of my all-time favorite shoes, Jordan shoes, is the Bugs Bunnies, the originals. I don't know how they kind of look funny on a golf course, but I love that shoe. I don't know why. It's just one of those shoes that I haven't seen it. Like, I haven't owned them, but it's definitely a pair that I want to own the originals So there's what year was it? The original OG Bugs Bunnies.
Well, didn't they come out when Space Jam came out?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, that would have been like...
Was that 90?
It would have been a long time.
Was that 95?
Something like that, yeah.
I wasn't even born. Put that. Yeah, I wasn't even born.
Bugs Bunny.
I don't even think I was a thought.
You were a thought.
I don't know. Well, my parents don't listen, so I don't think I was a thought. They can't confirm or deny.
I'm trying to look it up here real quick.
I probably was a thought, though. Because I know they just came out, every year they do a hair, right? There was one year the 7, and it had like actual hair on it, and it was kind of gross. This year they had the hair 6. I don't know what they did with the Bordeaux's.
So they did it, it was in 93. So they did a
I was close.
Yeah, you were close. I was trying to think, because that was kind of my time. But they did the re-release in the 2013, and I almost pulled the trigger on a pair, and I should have just bought them because it was a good deal, and I was trying to just, do the GOAT, try to...
Yeah.
And you can get some good deals, but...
There's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I should have just... Because I wanted to try... They came out with those Adapt Air Maxes with the auto lacing.
I want to get a pair of those.
I do too, but I don't want to pay $900 for... Like, no thank you. If I can get a pair for like $50, I'm in.
They might not work, but no, I would love to try those Adapt type of shoes. What's the is it M Square design? And I'm sorry if I say you're not, because he's the one that helped us with our logo. Created it.
Helped you with the logo.
Yeah,
I've worked with him. Yeah.
He's awesome.
I knew him before you knew about him.
Yeah. He's trying to get that Jordan 11 Adapt. That would be sick if it was a golf shoe.
Yeah.
Especially if they use a different material though, like with like you said, the leather.
There's that company that I've used because I turned a pair of Air Forces into golf shoes. You just screw them in. So really, you make any shoe a golf shoe.
That's true.
Except with like the carbon fiber, you have to pre-drill it and then screw it in. But yeah, no, you can make any shoe a golf shoe.
What are those like golf kicks or something?
Yeah. Yeah, and they're just like self-tapping spikes. So it's super easy. So I had some like those React Air Force Ones and I just screwed it. Yeah.
Didn't you do like a custom pair of shoes that you're going to do for golf? Like you actually like painted them and stuff or no?
No.
Or were they the denim ones?
I distressed those.
Distressed them.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay. Couldn't remember.
I knew that for golf though. I was just kind of bored over quarantine.
I kind of want to just for kicks and try it once.
Distress one?
Or just get a pair of like white kicks and just do something with it, like paint it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, we totally got off topic.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Harold Varner III sank that 90-foot eagle putt. But I'm sure if you've listened, you probably had seen the video of it and just like they did that like drone shot.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I couldn't even imagine like what an epic way to win a match.
So there was I was playing with my buddy Brad. Brad doesn't listen, so I can say his name. It's even better. It was the day I threw out like my back. That's kind of when I learned I had weird back problems. I couldn't do anything but putt, and I sunk not one but two like 50+ footers, just not even trying.
It's a good feeling though.
I know.
It's like,
but then it's like I tried to jump, and then I was like kind of crack a little bit. I was like,
but then we can't make 4-foot putts.
No, you don't have to put it out there like that.
I said we.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say you. Okay, yeah. I didn't call you. I said, but then we can't.
We know you're talking about me.
Yeah, no, I was saying me too. I have trouble with those short 4-foot putts.
Yeah, that's one of my resolutions this year is I want to learn how to putt better. I also need to learn how to aim. My aim is awful.
I think that's one of the biggest parts of both of our games. If we dialed in our putting, could shave several strokes. Because I think, except for the most part, at least in my, your short game's good. Just get consistent off the tee. That putting is a whole nother.
Or we just hit a hole in one every time.
Yeah, I
not even
reached out to Happy to see if he could help us with that. I haven't heard back from him. But let's see. So we got Harold Varner III. Congrats to him. That was my pick that I wanted to win for this week at Waste Management Open.
He's much younger than I thought he was, too.
He's not very old.
He's in like early 30s. Yeah. Like 31, 32.
It's kind of that name that's always been kind of hanging around. Like he's been in contention a few times.
That's why I thought he was old. Because I was like, man, this guy's been playing forever. And he's like your age.
Slow down. But yeah, no, he's not that old.
He's definitely older than I am.
Okay, so I know you said that there were some things you want to talk about I did want to cover a little bit of the Winter Olympics. Obviously, a lot of people really, really love the Olympics. For me, I love the Winter Olympics, but I haven't really watched a whole lot of it. It's been on, but I haven't followed it too closely. So as far as like medals and all that, I'm not sure. But I really wanted to get your thoughts on if you could play or be a participant in one of
like an event.
Yep, in the Winter Olympics. Pick two. I want you to one that you would like to try, and one that you think that you'd be good at.
Okay, so I think about this a lot.
Okay, good. Because I was thinking about it earlier today. I was like, that's kind of a
no. I think about this a lot because every time I'm like, I could do that. So I think what I would like to try is I'd like to try luging or bobsledding. Because
there's different types of bobsledding though, as far as like 2-man, 4-man.
Give me and the buddies.
Would you want to be driving the cart? Would you be like?
I don't think they'd let me drive. I think I have a lot of lower power though, so I think I could really get us going.
Okay. So start pushing the bob.
Yeah.
Sled?
I'd like to do one of those. I think that'd be super cool. Plus, you get like going like 5 Gs down that track.
It goes like over 100 miles, close to 100 miles an hour. Right?
80 or 90, I think.
Yeah.
Or no, that might be bobsledding or luging.
One of them, they go like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'd love to try that. I think I'd be good at curling, and I feel like that's the very Midwest. The dads keep winning.
Well, and then the guy from Minnesota, he was one that he held the torch.
Yeah,
Cole I forget his name, and I'm terrible at it. I should know this.
The Minnesota dad guy,
the Minnesota dad guy.
Yeah,
good for him.
I feel like that's like the easy answer for a lot of us here in Minnesota because it's like go drink a beer, go throw a rock on some ice, and there you go. And there's more to it than that. There's a lot of strategy involved, and I've watched a lot of videos on it because it's super interesting.
I've never tried it.
I haven't either. I know my dad and my uncle and I think my grandpa used to curl, so it's like I've watched them do it. I'd like to try it though.
I know some people that are in like leagues and stuff because it's like a really growing sport.
Yeah,
obviously.
Should we just go find a pond and throw rocks on it?
We need a. I mean,
get
I don't
a broom.
even know like how much that broom costs. I'm sure it's like expensive.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say how much the rock costs.
I don't know how much does it weigh. I don't even know how much it weighs. I
don't know. I have so many questions.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, one of those two. I feel like the fun one would be like skiing, but I feel like I'd stand up and just go, no, thank you, and put them down.
The slalom, right? Hit the little flag.
I could definitely hit the flag. It just would take me forever. I don't know. Luging, bobsledding, I think would be super cool.
Those are some pretty good answers. I think
ice fishing should be an Olympic sport though. Just throwing it out there. You get a couple dudes out there just jigging.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of wild Olympic sports. I mean,
listen, if golf can be in the Summer Olympics, we can have ice fishing in the Winter Olympics.
It's true.
Even though I know they're very not even. You can't even compare the two. But I'd like to see an ice fishing competition in the Olympics.
I think you see a lot of summer fishing tournaments on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could pan over to the dude from Minnesota who's like 6 Miller Lights deep.
Yeah, it's a competition where who can drink the most beer but also catch the biggest fish.
He's got a separate hole just for his beer to keep cold.
Keep it cold.
Yep, Minnesotan for you.
Yeah, the snowboarding obviously is pretty cool. The freestyle snowboarding,
like the half pipe.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick. I snowboard a little bit, but I'm not like very good. So I think that would probably be the one that I'd probably be as best at, or even like hockey. Even though that I'm not like good at hockey by any means, but I could skate a little bit, and I mean I can dabble the puck and pass. I'm one of those guys that I would like in basketball. I love to shoot. Granted, I like to pass, but when it
shoot.
Yeah, but in hockey, when it came to like pond hockey, I was all about the assist. I would just love to just pass it. So those probably would be the two. But I would love to try the slalom ski, or the what's the other one where you ski? You hit the jump and you like literally try to like get like a pencil.
Oh,
you fly like 700 feet in the air.
Yeah, I would die. But every time I watch it, I'm like, they're so like the composure they have, and
see, I think I could do that if like because I'm sure like a lot of the times they practice.
Is that ski jumping?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure
because it's not big air because they're doing big air right behind us and they're doing tricks and stuff.
Like I feel like if you did that like in not a building because you're way, but like I feel like a lot of them practicing like in the pits. You know what I mean? Like the foam pits.
Have you ever seen videos of them doing it without snow?
No.
Oh, it's still there. They just land on like carpet, like turf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like
That makes
AstroTurf.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. But I just imagine that's got to be like hard on the body.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, even if you land normal. But I think that would be kind of crazy to try. I could see you doing some figure skating.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the guy that we were just
Nathan
watching.
Chen?
Yeah.
I'd be so much less majestic, but I would give it my all.
I think like if you just fired on like the most random song ever and just
be like some King Von.
Crazy
Be like
costume.
Like it's like a super like majestic sport, you know, like I think it's almost like opera-esque, and then there'd be me
with like some rock song or some
like
rap
some
song.
Kiss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you got all this makeup
like Thunder
on.
God from Kiss.
Trying to grow the game in a different way.
Some
right?
kind of Motley Crue.
I like it. So the Olympics, yeah, they're on right now. You did have a couple things you wanted to mention.
So
some articles.
There's a cool article that came out, and I want to know what you think about it. So this is from February 3rd. Did you hear those Phil's remarks about the obnoxious greed of the PGA?
I kind of heard something about
So
that.
he was saying that he might go play elsewhere because there's a vault of stuff of his shots. They have every shot of his on camera, but he can't access it. He can't post it because it's copyright.
Copyrights.
Yeah. Well, Brooks Koepka apparently doesn't agree with Phil.
I seen that. He kind of commented back, didn't he? Fired back on Twitter.
Mhm.
Twitter.
So my thing is, so this is from Phil. He says, for me personally, it's not enough that they are sitting on hundreds of millions of digital moments. They also have access to my shots, access I do not have. They also charge companies to use shots that I have hit. That type of greed to me is beyond obnoxious. And Brooks basically said, don't know if I'd be the one using the word greedy if I'm Phil.
Interesting.
I don't know what Phil has done to Brooks, but if I'm Brooks, I'm not bad-mouthing Phil.
Interesting. I guess if you look at it like any sport though,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Michael Jordan, all these, I mean, now that these NFTs are coming out,
Mm-hmm.
that's stuff that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, I mean, Phil does have a point, I guess.
Yeah, because how many times have we seen something crazy and we go to repost it on Instagram and it's tag the PGA and it's
PGA
just
Tour shuts it down.
it
Like,
just shuts it down and
so
flags you.
annoying. And it's like, dude, we're crediting you
Yeah.
for the footage. It's not like I could totally understand if we're just posting it and not getting
Oh, for sure.
it makes total sense. But when you're literally giving the credit when it's due, I don't know why they do that,
Yeah.
especially when they're trying to grow the game. Hashtag grow the game. That's not
Mhm.
growing the game. It's just pissing people off.
Yeah, and then later on the article goes to say, for context, Mickelson, age 51, he looks pretty good for 51, has earned over $95 million on course, and his off-course endeavors values to be around $750 million.
Dang.
So I don't know if Brooks is saying that he has enough money, but at the same time, to me, Phil's never been one of those dudes who's been like in it for him. You know, he gives gloves away to fans. He's thumbs up to people. He'll stop and take pictures. He's autographs, basically everything. So
Right.
to me, it's not about him making money. It's more about he loves the game.
I know he talked about a lot of issues too back in the day about how like being like living in California and
Mhm.
doing tournaments there. I mean, your taxes are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So like it gets taxed per wherever you play. So he has been kind of vocal on stuff like
Yeah.
that before. Granted, the PGA Tour doesn't really. That's not their control, but still, it's kind of it's a money thing. I mean, obviously, Phil is not necessarily hurting for money by any means, but I can kind of get what he's saying, especially if they're trying to move where everyone else is moving into the NFTs.
Mhm.
I mean, think of Tiger Woods' stuff, for example. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the Masters wins. All this footage. If
Yeah.
Tiger doesn't have access to it, or I'm sure there's copyright issues with that as well. I mean, that's a big.
Yeah, like they have Phil's first professional shot on tour. They could sell that and Phil would get zip. You know what I mean? Like,
Unless Phil bought it, then resold it. But seriously, though,
Phil
yeah.
shouldn't have to buy something he did. You know what I mean? Like say he wanted like Tiger, like say he wanted Tiger shot. That would make sense. But I feel like Phil lived that moment, right? Phil hit that shot. Phil makes the PGA money. Granted, PGA makes Phil money, but without Phil...
Well, now that you say that, I was going to mention that the Saudi league, that's the Super League, I believe, is kind of what they call it. It's there's been apparently those reports of Bryson DeChambeau getting rumored. Apparently that's false, he says. Which, I mean, maybe he's telling the truth and it is false, but it sounds
maybe the number's off by a digit. Maybe it's 134 million and not 135 million.
I did read somewhere too that they had like this budget of like a couple $1 billion to spend on
advertising
that and athletes to basically to sign their players. And I mean, I think obviously the PGA Tour is pretty concerned about it because they're essentially putting a lifetime ban on the PGA Tour. If you sign over there, you can't play on the PGA Tour, so you can't cross over. You're not eligible for the Ryder Cup, which is a huge thing for not only us here in America, but the Europeans. That's a huge tournament that we all love to watch.
Yeah.
So there's because I know that there's several European players that have considered playing in it. So we'll see. I mean, I think the PGA Tour, for the most part, I've never really had any issue. I mean, it's really the only tour that I know, though, right? Besides LPGA and
but it's still the same. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I kind of like that someone's giving them a little competition. Maybe it'll help kind of fire things up. It's just another way to help grow the game of golf and give some other golfers too that might not necessarily qualify for the PGA Tour, but still might bring a good presence to go play over there. Yeah. So we'll see.
So to wrap up my article, I didn't read it all. I kind of was like, ooh. To end it, Phil says there are many issues, but this is one of the biggest. Mickelson told Golf Digest. This is from golf.com.
Okay.
When I did the match, and then he says there have been 5 of them, the tour forced me to pay. So he had to pay the tour $1 million each time for his media rights. And obviously the money they win doesn't go to them. That goes to charity. Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of incentive, though, for him to get paid somehow, though. You're saying he had to pay for his
media rights. He paid the PGA $1 million.
Interesting.
And I guess like my issue is, I've never liked Brooks.
I'm not a big. I like him.
He's always rubbed me the wrong way, especially with his ads for like
his beer,
the Lady Beer, Mick Ultra. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, it's Lady Beer.
Hey, no, we don't say that.
It's Lady Beer. I'll be controversial. Everything he kind of does, it seems to be kind of like a money grab to an extent. So I don't know. Maybe that's like the younger golfer in him. But I mean, yeah, Phil does commercials for like arthritis meds. But at the same time, old guy, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting take. I mean, I think I like Brooks. I know he's kind of, you could say, kind of edgy on some of the stuff he does or says, but maybe there's a point, or maybe there's some reason behind it. Obviously, I'm not 100% sure, but because we don't really know that. But I mean, again, kind of going back to the NFTs and things like that, it's going to be a weird future, and I think it's awesome. I like the NFT concept, and I really think it's definitely gonna be part of the future. Like, I don't think it's going to be a fad. I think it's going to stick around. Just like people said the internet was going to, Bill Gates even said that, like, in a couple of years, it's going to, no, the internet obviously is one of the craziest things to ever be created. And so I think NFTs, there's so many cool things about it, but there's going to be a lot of copyright things like that these players are going to realize that, like, wait a second, you're taking the footage of me, and now you're making money off of me without even me even.
Yeah. Somebody could buy Tiger's first tee shot on tour.
And I think it would be cool that they should do that. But that has to be something that
I feel like that should be something that the players okay or have some say in.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. And again, maybe that's something that maybe that's why Phil's kind of raising his voice on something like that, because maybe there's some issues with that, and certainly could be, because I'd be upset.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge opportunity as a collector and a fan of Phil or Tiger, whoever it is.
Just being a sports fan, because you don't even have to know golf to know who Phil Mickelson is, who Tiger Woods is.
And maybe we're way off on this. Maybe someone could
I know nothing about NFTs. I don't understand it. Every time I try to read about it, I get a headache and turn it off.
Well, we should definitely have some we'll get on like an expert on NFTs.
No, we don't.
Because I actually like learning about it, and I have a little bit of a pretty good understanding on it, but I think that it's one of those things where it's so new that everyone's jumping on board and just putting this money out on weird things.
I saw Bieber bought one for like 1.8 million, and it's worth like 18K now. Poor guy.
It's a risky.
Although I also read the article saying it was never worth 1.8. He just bought it for 1.8. Imagine having 1.8 to just spend
on
anything,
piece of digital
like
art.
Just to have it and be like, I could spend this today and be okay.
A good way to look at it is it's a digital piece of art. For example, like a baseball card, that if you have a card and a card can get damaged, or a card could. Now you don't physically have it. However, you physically have a copy of the digital piece of art, and it's still like exclusive. So it could be numbered. And so there's a lot of benefits. And the cool thing is, like, for example, let's say we created an NFT. We could create a royalty on that. So like for artists,
could we like create one of like my face?
You could, yeah. That's the other thing though, is that there's so many creations. Like, at what point does this pixelated piece of giraffe just get copied by some other company that literally almost looks identical, except it's just a little less pixelated? And that's where there's issues. But I think that for other things,
I guess I'm confused on what makes it so expensive.
The hype. So
stupid.
It's like a Jordan shoe, for example.
And that's stupid.
That's basically what it is. And it's like, okay, Justin Bieber just bought this, and there's a collection of, they're only making 10,000 of these, yet he only has that one because it's numbered to like, let's say 174, and he's making 10,000. Well, it's that artist. So it's like Virgil, for example, he's a creator of this, and now you're owning a piece of his art. So it's a different way to view art. And if that's the case, that's really cool because you're helping the artists by buying their piece of art. Yeah. The cool thing too, if you're an artist, for example, is you can pick your royalty. So like, let's say if you're you painted a picture, I sold it to you for $1,000. It's on your wall, right? I sold it for $1,000. Now it's done. However, with this digital art, you can pick your royalty. So if I want to, let's say I just picked a royalty at 1%. So if I sell it at $1,000, I get that $1,000.
Do you know what 1% of 1,000 is?
$100, $10.
I think it's 10.
It's 10.
I was like, I'm not good at math. When you said 100, I was like, God, am I really bad at math?
It should be $10.
Okay.
And if we're off, we apologize. But
it's been a long day.
The point though is that the artist can essentially, if I sell that for $1,000, I get the $1,000, but I have a 1% royalty on it. So let's say it gets really big, right? And you push this product, and you're like, or you post it, and next thing you know, now you want to resell it. So like kind of like flipping a shoe, you could sell it for $20,000, and that's
a hell of a piece of art.
And I'm gonna get a 1% royalty of that $20,000.
Oh, so how much would that be? 200.
If it's 1%,
yeah, 200. Yeah.
But it's just another.
God, I hope we're right.
So there's a lot of like cool things. I think there's a lot of ways to like if you owned a specific piece of physical property of something like a collectible, you could get it NFT'd too. So it's like almost serial numbered. So like there's a lot of cool like concepts behind it. For me though, it's just like I think it's such a new that people are trying to get behind it.
I'm so overwhelmed right now.
It is overwhelming.
Like
it's a lot, but it's cool because it's like it's not just picture art.
So is it like, do you just have like in an app?
Yeah, there's a couple different apps.
Like, I don't know what the metaverse is either. I have no idea what's going on in the world anymore.
Pretty soon we'll be podcasting in the metaverse. Metaverse basically is essentially you're with the goggles, the Oculus goggles.
Oh, I don't have any of those.
So like, no, I don't either. But that's essentially what that is. It's like an avatar. So like
it's like the Wii thing, the Mii's.
Yeah. So you like, hey, they're gonna start doing meetings in avatars. So it's like me and Dom are like literally in this room, and it's just like
we could be on a golf course. The podcast HQ. It's Sawgrass.
It's a crazy time. There's a lot of things happening at once, and yeah, I think everyone else has kind of got the same, like, what the heck is an NFT?
I'd hate to be like,
and I'm not saying I'm way off, because I've kind of had these conversations with people, but those are just kind of like scratching the surface.
My favorite thing to read is, well, what if I take a picture of your NFT? And even I know that's wrong, because I was like, but you're not owning anything then. You just have a picture of a picture.
Exactly. Yep. And I think...
So hold on. So, okay.
Yeah.
So I buy your painting, right? You get $1,000 on the royalty. So if I sell it for $20,000, do I now have a royalty for that?
Nope. The original person gets royalties. So
I sell it and just get money.
Yep.
Do I still own it? No?
No.
Okay.
Nope. So you would essentially, it would get traded through the app that you owned it on, and it's got that. So it's like basically like not a QR code, but it's got like that specific,
like a barcode.
Yeah, serial numbered thing. So you would transfer it. So and it's all like secured through a different.
I like how you said secured in quotes.
Yeah, through a certain platform.
Someone will hack it.
Hopefully not, but again, it's. I think that they're here to stay, and I like the concept. It's just a lot to wrap your head around. But I think for, even like musicians and artists like that, like it's a great.
I know the Weeknd had one of like an unreleased song, so someone out there has like an unreleased Weeknd song.
Just think of like artists that maybe aren't very well known right off the bat. But it could be a good way for them to create NFTs of like.
Should we do a podcast NFT?
I really would like to do some Safe Park Golf stuff, Safe Park Golf podcast stuff down the road. There's all sorts of fees right off the bat, though. There's like gas fees and things like that to create it. So there is a little bit of a fee to start it. Mm-hmm. But after that,
is it like $2?
No, it's a certain percentage on like how much you want to charge.
Okay. So if we want to charge like $10.
Yeah, and so that's the other thing is most of the NFTs are either getting paid through like Ethereum or a couple other like cryptos. So most of them like are going through Ethereum. So you essentially like have a wallet, the MetaMask wallet, and you would basically link your account, and you would
it's like PayPal.
You'd basically link like a debit card or something like that. You could do PayPal, I believe, and then you would buy Ethereum, and then you'd have that Ethereum to buy an NFT. And so this is just scratching the surface. So there's a lot more that goes into it, but it's a little overwhelming. Well, it's not a little; it is overwhelming.
Yeah, I would much rather do math right now.
I think, and I'm definitely not the best person to kind of explain it, but. There's a lot of cool golf ones, like the token golf farm. There's a couple other ones that they're literally creating NFTs so you can become like a country club owner. And that's the cool concept.
Yeah, I kind of talked to them and I read it and got overwhelmed. I'm like, that's a lot to take in.
It's very cool. I've talked to them several times. It's an awesome startup. But basically, they're giving people an opportunity that maybe aren't able to afford a country club membership at a real golf course. But you can essentially...
own one in the metaverse.
No, you would own. So their idea is that they're going to have different. We'll wrap it up here. Sorry, I'm kind of plugging away here, but
I just want to see what time it was.
So they're essentially gonna have like a couple different tiers of country club options. So once they finalize the different NFTs, you'd buy one and you'd basically become an owner of the country club. And so like they're trying to get money to buy a piece of property to build a golf course. So you would actually be a member of an actual real golf course, and they're going to have different events, different tournaments throughout the year. So there's several other ones. So it's a really cool idea. And I think being in the golf community, that would be kind of the one that I would like to get behind.
Yeah. Because
you're like, not only are you like, and you could sell that NFT. So there's like,
but then I won't be a part of the country club.
But there's that like all of a sudden, bam, like everyone wants in on this exclusive NFT, and now you bought it for $400, and all of a sudden now like you could sell it for $10,000.
Do you like get to pick the state? Because I don't want to go to a country club that's like in Washington and we're in Minnesota.
So the idea is to basically put a country club or a golf course somewhere where it's open year round. And so like if you're depending on
not here.
No.
Got it.
So if you're depending on like which level of membership you're on, you would have like you basically have full access in regardless to whichever one. However, like there's just more perks. And again, that's just one of them. So it's a little overwhelming, but it's a lot of fun. It's kind of it's fun to learn about. But I think it's like, to try to put it simply, is that I feel like for the older generation that doesn't really understand social media, cell phones and all that, it's kind of similar as far as us not really understanding NFTs. Like, it just seems overwhelming, but once we fully grasp it, it's not as bad as we think it is.
No, I think it's as bad as I think it is.
But yeah, I went on an NFT rant, but it would be cool to have. I was going to say we should definitely have someone on, but I mean, Dom's
I don't think it can handle it. At least not yet.
No, we are. We're definitely going to get someone on. We're going to clear up this NFT stuff because I think it's going to be the future. And maybe, we'll see. It'd be cool to have some NFTs of our own. Give kind of the whole point is like give you exclusive access to maybe like kind of like say like a membership almost in a way. So it's really cool idea.
Yeah, we'll send you a golf ball every month.
Yeah. And a personalized thank you.
We'll write on the golf ball.
And give you a shout out on the podcast.
Yeah, because we don't do that for free already. Yeah.
So, no, but Waste Management Open, Super Bowl.
Go Bengals.
Go Bengals. Go under 49.5 points.
Over, baby.
And
shoes.
We talked last 2 weeks, man. But I love it, though.
Yeah, and what nobody sees is how long we're on after.
Oh yeah, last week was crazy.
Yeah, it was like another hour.
I think it was longer than that, but yeah, it was up there. But huge shout out to Leaderboard Customs for being on the podcast last week. We had a blast, and we'll definitely probably have them on again down the road.
Yeah.
Forgot to plug it. June 11th, still this year.
How do we forget to plug the most important thing?
I know. Our first annual Safe Par Golf tournament is going to be...
We should start next week with it.
Yeah, we got some big announcements. A lot of cool and exciting things for the tournament.
We started getting prizes in.
Yep, we got some awesome prizes. Sunday Golf Co. sent us a couple bags. Appreciate that. We got a lot of other cool things as well. And then again, we'll do some announcements hopefully next week, and then we'll be able to start being able to have you guys sign up. So it's pretty limited. There's going to be 25 4-person teams. That's what we know of is now. We might open up a few more spots depending on how it goes, but definitely going to slot in for 25. So it's going to go pretty quick. So stay tuned for that. I think maybe next episode or down the road, we'll kind of plug that a little bit more just because we'll have more information.
Yeah.
So, and then next week we have...
Hopefully the Pinehurst guys.
Yeah, and they are Cincinnati guys. So if we do talk to them, hopefully they win. They win just for our sake.
If not, I want them to cry a little bit.
Yeah.
I really want them to win just because they're so passionate about the Bengals, and the Bengals were kind of bad, and then all of a sudden they're top. I think that'd be a cool story to talk about, and obviously we don't see all the hyped up fans here. Because, we're Vikings and Packer territory and stuff like that. But, Cincinnati, you're probably majority Bengals. I don't think Ohio really wants the Browns anymore. Yeah,
I wonder what that the ratio is on that. But
the dog pound is they might be more committed to the Vikings than Vikings fans are. You know what I mean? The Browns have a stupid... their fans are fans and for life.
They're lifers. Yeah. They get crazy tattoos and stuff on their neck.
They call it the dog pound.
It's the dog pound. Yeah.
Although I think the Raiders have the coolest fans, as in the black hole.
So go Bengals.
Go Bengals.
Go
not
Bengals.
Bucks.
Go Bengals.
R.I.P. Tom Brady's career.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't even talk about Tom Brady retiring.
I don't care.
I do. Go.
Oh, well, yeah. In that sense, yeah.
Yeah. So, thanks again for listening. We'll end on that note. We'll end on the GOAT note. Thanks.